Well, come on, come all. Everything's gonna fall at some point or another, so they say. But I don't know. I don't know things. I'm just here. And welcome Tar Heel Nation to another episode of the UNC Live Podcast. I am your host with the most one side of this podcast, the captain of the Hooligan Express himself, Tornado McCray, and that gentleman over there is my co-host. Say hey to the people.
Yo, what's happening? What's good? How you living? It's your boy. Rice Spice 26, and we back with another North Carolina Live. How y'all doing? Because, man, only that would look good.
It's only the middle of the week. That's the only reason why it's not. If I'm being truthful. Because I'm not feeling good, man. I'm not feeling good. That game was abysmal to watch. That game was honestly, for one moment, we were actually making a comeback. And for one moment, greetings, you two. Thank you for showing up as always, my boy. Appreciate you. Maybe you caught, I think he was in there for Pizza Live on Saturday. We did do a watch party on Saturday. If y'all didn't see, if you didn't know, we were watching the game, and boy, oh boy, did it just didn't feel good. I don't know about you.
I didn't know disappointment could hit that hard.
I thought it could at one
And I'm lying, but I didn't know disappointment could hit that hard when it comes down to North Carolina basketball.
I've seen disappointment hit in a number of ways. That is definitely one of them. And I am quite irked with how that game transpired. So I have to ask you the question, my friend. I have to ask you the question because we're here on this podcast. Does UNC have a chance with March Madness after the blowout loss to Duke? Do you think we have a chance with March Madness? Do you even think we have a chance with the ACC tournament? Because right now, the way it's set up, we do have the double bye. And I know our opponent might be playing or they still got to sort out because the last ACC first round game is setting up right now. But we have the double bye, still waiting. We win our double bye game, and the team we expect to win theirs is going to be Duke because we're the 4 seed, they're the 1.
The only way, I wouldn't say the only way, if we roll out with the same team that played Duke Saturday, we have no chance in hell. If we roll out with the same team that played Duke, the way that they played Duke, then there's no way. We're out second round at best. And that's if we get a cupcake the first round.
I said it on Saturday. That team I saw play Duke on Saturday, especially that second half, that's a round of 32 team at best.
At best.
At best. That's a round of 32 team at best. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to be delusional. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, well, it's UNC. You know, we always turn up when it's up. No, bro. That is a round of 32 team at best.
And I'll say this to add on to it. Now, do we have a chance to make it to ACC championship game? Yeah, there's a chance for that.
Yeah, if Duke just sits out they starters or just doesn't show up when we got to play them.
Once again, if we play the same way we played them Saturday, then no, Duke's going to dog walk us again. But to get to the championship game, we have a chance for that because the teams we about to play again, we've played. We've seen how it goes. Even if it's a team that we lost to, we know what we need to correct to actually beat that team. Now, whether or not Davis will coach that, whole nother question.
I'm just sick, bro, because this is, like you said, I didn't know disappointment could hit this hard. And the way everything transpired was just abysmal. It was. I'm sorry, not sorry. the way everything transpired was flat out abysmal.
I'm sorry because I can't possibly find a way to be sorry. Because like it's bro, it was absolutely one of those moments of Hubert Davis is literally saved by the team that he has. There's no way the adjustments that should have been made weren't being made. Like you continue to let Bogovac be on the court.
That forever is killing me because I'm just like, bro.
Use the account and NAACC getting ready for next year. ACC tournament, National tournament getting ready for next year. I mean, really. But my thing
Honestly,
is like you made no real adjustments throughout that game. Like Duke ran the same defense all game long. You didn't force them out of that defense whatsoever.
Here's my issue with it. Using the ACC tournament and the March Madness tournament to get ready for next year, bro. You had all season to get ready for this ACC tournament and March Madness this year. You could have been made the adjustments this year, even without Caleb Wilson. Here's the thing: we've been playing without Caleb Wilson for the last few weeks, so you could have been made that adjustment to get ready for the ACC tournament and March Madness and still compete legitimately this year. However,
you went 6-1 without him.
However, you relied on the one thing that has not worked. The guy who's been a turnover merchant, you kept in the game for some reason. You continue not to tell your shooters to close out on 3-point shooters. It's like Vasar didn't want to close out. Bogovac, I know, didn't want to close out. Trimble, there were times. No, that's the other thing. I'm sick and tired of, and I said it all game. Why on earth were you letting Cam Boozer get a pick and then switch to where Trimble is guarding him? Now you have to sag off and double because you can't let Cam Boozer with Trimble to his back on the block.
They exploited it all game long.
They did that the whole game.
Like it's annoying. You had that all game long, and you didn't fix anything. You watched that happen all game long and fixed nothing. Then coming down for the offense, you watched this same trap all game long and fixed nothing.
Bro,
nothing. You sat there and did the same exact thing all game long. Then on top of that, you sat there and watched your team not attack the paint for a major portion of this game and fixed nothing.
They didn't attack the paint. And another thing, and I'm harping on it, and you can call me an old head. I really don't care. I need all of you in the collegiate level to learn how to comfortably shoot a mid-range shot. I need all of you to learn how to just utilize it. No, the reason why I'm saying this, there were too many times, and Seth, I have to get on you too about this because you had a number of times. If you took a mid-range, it would have worked. You get downhill, you get past your first guy. The second guy waiting on you is all the way at the rim. Rather than just, okay, he's on my back, I have space, that guy can't get to me in time, let me just take this easy elbow jumper. You want to drive all the way to the rim for a 6-foot, 7-footer who's just sitting there like, okay, all I got to go is straight up. And we weren't getting rebounds. So it wasn't like that was going to help us in any capacity.
Yeah. That's what I'm about to get. Because like this is where old school really comes in. Follow your shot.
Please.
I am so sick and tired of watching us shoot a shot and then there's only one of us under the basket to get a rebound. It is 1 versus 4. You may get a couple in the last several weeks. Yeah, you may get a matchup with maybe Vasar and High down there, or Vasar and Stevenson, or you may get 2 people, but that's still 2 people versus 4. Where's the rest of you? Where's the guy that shot it?
You're the one who knows where it went. Like the person who shoots it knows if it's off immediately. and knows exactly where it's going.
Because and I'm gonna say it's gonna be one of those like old head moments of. But I remember when you were getting taught how to play basketball, following your shot was what first week,
First 3 days,
first couple of days. You're being taught when you shoot a shot, you follow your shot. Because if anybody needs to get the rebound, especially if you miss it, is you.
The only time following your shot was a bad thing was when you shot it, you crashed, and it went long to right where you were. Or
and at that point, there's not much of nothing you can do about that.
Or the instance of coach tells everybody else, like you're shooting, coach tells everybody else to crash, you're the solo man getting back on defense. That's the only other excuse I'll give. But the reason being I can't give that for this team is because guess what? Only one person's crashing the board. Only one person crashed. I'd be fine if Bogovac was shooting a 3 and not following his shot, but I saw Trimble, Stevenson, Vasar, High, and everybody, and Dixon and company all crashing the board too. I would be cool if that's the case, but that's not. And I'm sick and tired of it, especially on the defensive end, bro. Stop. Here's my thing, and I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. Stop with the tip rebounds, trying to tip it to somebody. Just grab it. Just grab it, bro. Stop watching it. Stop trying to tip it to the right. Just grab it. I'm tired of it. I've been tired of that.
Catch the ball, please.
I've been tired of that in basketball for a good amount of time. Not just UNC, just in basketball in general. I hate the tip directional rebound when you easily could have grabbed it with 2 hands. Because you never know where it's gonna go.
Like I try to beat into to these kids that I'm coaching. I need to see at least 3 people under the basket to get a rebound at all times. I'm tired of sitting there and looking at y'all just watch a ball bounce off a rim and then wait for somebody else to move before you do. If you shot the ball, you want to shoot it again. Go get the ball. And why are we sitting here, especially at the college level? Why are we sitting here at the college level watching people just stare at a ball bounce off a rim, or sitting there only watching one guy versus a whole team of people try to get rebounds? It doesn't make sense.
And it sucks because rebounding is a hustle stat. That's all a rebound is. It's just hustle. Taking a charge is a hustle stat. Like, these are things that just tell me whether you want to hustle for something or not. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I'm this, that, and the third. I get it, bro. But do you have enough drive and enough fortitude to still go hustle and get it? I'm cool if I see you diving on the floor and you just missed. At least I know you tried, bro. At least I know you gave an effort. You cared. You went out of your way. I miss that. And a lot of that was missing in this game, especially in the second half. And there was a possession we were watching where Duke got the ball off a rebound 4 times.
So years ago when I heard a shot just inside the 3-point line is a bad shot, I didn't like it. You shooting rhythm, so I knew the mid-game range was in trouble then. That's true.
No, you know what that was? That was the analytics team. That was the analytics era.
The analytics
era, when they kept saying the mid-range is a bad shot, was what started to take away was what started to take away the mid-range. Because at the end of the day, bro, when you look at it, from the paint to the 3, what is most of a basketball court? Inside the arc, what is most of that? That is the mid-range area. You shoot free throws all the time, and we preach make your free throws. Mid-range jump shots are just free throws from different angles. They're genuinely just free throws from different angles.
Because I never understood. I don't even know how even analytically that made sense. I don't know what numbers you use or what processing you did to get to that conclusion, but there's no way in the world your first thought process was, you know what? Mid-range shots are boo-boo. How?
I didn't understand it either.
How was that the worst
because
shot choice between an up-close shot and a deep three?
Because
When you already know the percentages for three-pointers are less than 50% for a majority of those who shoot them. Why are we sitting here acting like it's a less than 50% shot when it is?
Because at the time, I think it was the volume. And here's the bad part. You are 1,000% correct in the sense that the best three-point shooter in the world, the best three-point shooter we've witnessed in the game of basketball, shoots threes at around 43 to 45% for his career, in Steph Curry. Ray Allen's the same way, Klay Thompson's the same way, Kyle Korver, whoever you want to pick as your favorite three-point shooter. None of them have a career percentage above 50. The average big man, like when we saw Shaq, Dwight Howard, if you want to say Giannis and whatnot and company, when they are on the block, they're shooting around 60 to 70%. They're supposed to be shooting that high when they're close to the rim. So to me, it's like, all right, the mid-range is there. The mid-range is part of that. It's not going to be
if you want to
as high of a percentage.
Talk about it, right? And if you want to talk about it off volume, good. The mid-range should be a high volume shot. That's the whole point of it being the mid-range.
Because, bro,
you're under basket, you're under the goal, and mid-range shot should be your two highest shots. You should be taking those more than any other shot on the court.
But we don't, because, and I'm not saying it's his fault because he's this good. Steph Curry, the Warriors in general, the 2010 Warriors and their style of basketball changed the game. I'm not going to blame just Steph Curry, but Mark Jackson and Steve Kerr letting them boys like spread out and do that, and it worked. Changed the game. And I'm gonna give a tidbit to this. Right before them, Danny Green and that 2014 Spurs team, that NBA Finals where Danny Green went off, was the match. That was the match because it's like, okay, the Spurs got this, and then the very next year, the Warriors win with that type of style, where that was their main focus of their team. Danny Green was just the asset that helped the Spurs. Like, he wasn't the main focus. He was the asset that set the Spurs. Then the Warriors go and win like that 3 out of the next 5 years. And now everybody wants to try and copy that. You got Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum trying to copy that. You got you had DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis at one point in New Orleans trying to do it.
And the bad part about that is there's maybe a handful of teams in both college and professional that can be built like that. Because you got to realize with San Antonio at that time, that team was built based off of the personnel that it had.
And that's the thing. It wasn't even a shooting personnel.
It wasn't even a shooting personnel. Danny Green just so happened to go off.
You had Tim, Kawhi, Manu, old Manu, old Tony
Parker.
Old boys, like, that team was not built to be shooting like Patty Mills, Kawhi, and Danny Green were the best 3 shooters. Those were the best 3 shooters during that finals run. That team was not built to be shooting like that. The Warriors came along, and everybody even sat there. They were like, "Oh, they're gonna run out eventually. Like, eventually, them threes ain't gonna fall." Guess what? They kept falling for them to 3 championships.
A handful of teams, bro. Because even then, even the Warriors weren't really built to be a 3-pointing team. They just had 2 of the best 3-point shooters in the league at that point.
And and guess what? And then when you brought in KD,
with the third, that's a third 3-point shooter. So yeah, now at this point, you got 3 people that can shoot from beyond the arc that are constantly on the floor. So yeah, all you have to do is really just build some guys that can rebound and assist and play defense. Let these other guys just score.
And you had
no other team has been built like that, really. Heck, even the Cavaliers haven't been built like that when they had LeBron. The Lakers haven't been built like that once again since they've had LeBron or Luka.
Like, I will say this.
The Miami Heat wasn't built like that.
The Cavs had JR
and Kyrie.
Iman. The Cavs had JR, Iman, and Kyle Korver as their shooters. And Kyrie, if you want to count.
And the bad thing is, you can kind of sort of put Iman in there. Iman's It was definitely JR and Kyle Korver, if nobody else. And then when Kyrie came back, or when Kyrie came back for whatever he was at, then it was technically Kyrie, JR, and Kyle.
But they weren't. That team wasn't built to be shooters like that. And even with those Warriors teams,
exactly.
Even with that Warriors team, you had a bunch of other guys like Draymond back then could hit an occasional three. Andre Iguodala could hit an occasional three, but you weren't asking him to shoot it. Flipping Sean Livingston never took a three the whole time.
Mid-range king.
Like, literally never
took right there.
I saw Sean Livingston have multiple opportunities to take a three-pointer in Golden State. Never took one. Literally never took one.
So it's like you can win games off mid-range. Because heck, just like you were saying, even with Cleveland wasn't built to be shooting threes, even when they had old buddy from the Timberwolves.
Which one?
What was his name?
You talking about Tristan? You said
the power forward.
Power forward. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank.
Because he was like basically he was supposed to be like this good shooting power forward or whatever.
It wasn't Tristan. You talking about you talking about Antoine Jameson?
No.
Dang.
White dude.
Oh, Kevin Love. There it is. There it is.
Kevin Love. I wanted to say Long, but I'm like, that's not his last name.
No, Kevin Love. I got you.
But Kevin, he was supposed to be another shooter. Guess what he did? He ain't shoot too great.
His role got whole reversed. Like his role got reversed. And he was just like, yo, you're just gonna rebound, get about 10 points a game, keep it pushing.
So it's like you have to understand. And unfortunately, it's a trend that's not going to break no time soon until somebody changes it up and dominates a different way. But right now, you're not. It's like you will lose games just throwing up threes. Heck, UConn's coach got ejected. Like UConn women's, they just recently lost a game shooting 3 of 24.
No, that was the men. That was the men. That one. You want to know why I know that? Because UConn women just won their Big East tournament, and they're going into March Madness undefeated as the number 1 seed. That was the men.
So it was UConn. Okay, so UConn. So even then, UConn men went 3 of 24 from shooting threes. You shot 24 threes
and made 3.
And made 3 of them. And guess what you did? You didn't adjust in time to make up for it.
Didn't we lose a game earlier this year, just a couple weeks ago? We shot
lost a game a couple weeks ago.
Like 8 of 31. 8 of 31 for 3.
Me and you sat here for 45 minutes, livid over that mess.
Like
we spent more than half of the podcast mad because why are we shooting threes when we're not a good 3-point shooting team? Going against Duke, we're just appreciate Davis. Davis is making threes. But how often has he done that all season?
It's like
best game of his year was 17. Best game of the year was 17 points against Duke. But guess what that did? Absolutely nothing, because Bogovic is missing every other shot he takes.
If he doesn't get a turnover, I was about to say throwing a turnover every 6 seconds.
But yes, if he's not getting the ball stolen from him, he's missing the shot anyway. Tribble's taking these weird running floaters. Vasar isn't getting rebounds. High's not getting rebounds. Stevenson's the only one really trying to get rebounds. I mean, Zayden did try a little bit, but nobody else is on that same shooter point. Stevenson missed almost every 3 he shot.
Here's my thing. And like 24, and YouTube says he's like 24 threes. That's why I can't watch basketball now. Here's my issue. Truthfully, I'm not against the 3-point shot. I'm not. I'm against the way teams are just jacking them up in dumb situations to the point where it's like this. We have a 2-on-1 fast break where we could easily throw a lob, go get a foul drawn, like make dude bait into finally getting a close-up, easy layup. The dude with the ball gonna stop, pop, shoot a three. Like I'm just like, why are we? And if he misses, now that ball's going the other way. Okay, we're sitting here, dribble, dribble, dribble. I'm just gonna pull a James Harden step back three. I'm like, bro, that's just ISO ball at that point.
There
I
should be
miss
no
the days
reason.
of good ball rotation that leads to a good open three.
Yeah,
I'm
there
not
should be
against
no
that.
reason. There should be no reason that teams are living and dying by the 3-point cut. There should be no way, none. And you should not have your team living and dying by the 3-point shot.
And here's the
we
issue.
went because check this. So I went and looked up the stat. We went 9 of 24 from 3-point.
Ooh.
Now Duke shot worse. They went 10 of 32. But and heck, overall, we shot better than them in both 3-point and field goal percentage.
I bet you that
overall.
Rebound, I bet you that rebound game.
Oh, that rebound game is ridiculous. They're almost doubled the amount of rebounds we got.
Shocker.
Had the same amount of defensive rebounds, but you know what Duke beat us in? 18 to 5 offensive rebounds. 18 to 5. They tripled the amount of offensive rebounds.
That'll do it for you, folks. That will do it.
Even worse, we only shot 4 free throws to their 15.
Yep.
Points in the paint, 36 to our 28.
Yep.
We had more fast break points. Love that.
How?
We had more points off turnovers.
No. How do we have more fast break points? When we literally didn't have
points, 13. We had 13 points to their 5 off fast breaks.
Okay. I got it confused for a second. I know what I messed up on.
But they had 24 points off of turnovers compared to our 4.
There it was. I got it confused for a second because I was like, there's no way, because we didn't have one for like the second until the second half, and there was points off of turnovers I was thinking of. Because I knew for a fact we did not. And it was points off turnovers I was thinking of.
14 turnovers.
I'm saying, listen,
14
Davis,
turnovers and 29 rebounds is not going to win you a game.
If you don't go into the ACC tournament and March Madness and tell your team to close out on 3-point shooters, close out on 3-point shooters, stop forcing so many threes because that's not our game, and then keep Bogovac off the court,
and
we might can actually get to the Sweet 16.
You know what's real funny? Almost everybody except 2 players had at least a 45% shooting percentage. Do you know who did? But you know who didn't?
Bogovac is one. I know that for a fact.
Bogovac went 2 for 6 for 6 points.
Yep.
Both of those, all 6 points came from those 2 3-pointers he made.
Shocker.
Jonathan Powell went 0 for 4.
Ew.
Kean Evans went 0 of 1.
Ew.
Now, Evans, I'll even let pass because he only played 8 minutes.
I was about to say he didn't play that much. He only got like one shot. He only got one shot up. So I'm not mad at them.
Once again, I'm gonna continue to ask this question: why is Zayden High getting less than 20 minutes? Why? Especially when you know Caleb's not playing. Why is he getting less than 20 minutes? Why is Bogovac getting 22 minutes, only putting up 6 points, and got 4 turnovers by himself?
At this point, you just have to go with the triple bigs, Trimble, and Dixon.
You got to. Stevenson, Vassar, and Zayden High.
Bump the 4-point play. You two, I get you, but bump the 4-point play, close out, because they're getting wide open threes. At least with how often does a 4-point play even happen, even with the foul? Like, let's be real. How often does the 4-point play even happen with a foul? Close out. There's no reason why you shouldn't have a hand up in somebody's face to make sure you can contest a three. You'll contest the mid-range.
The worst part about that thought process is, and we saw it we've seen it on the court all season long. They look like they're hesitant to even try to do anything.
Vesar, the clip when Vesar did it was the number one thing that just came to my head, where he didn't know to get out there. And it's like, bro, just go out there.
Vesar did it 2 blatant times. Zayden Hyde did it a couple of weeks ago. It's been happening all season.
They did it with Cam Boozer too. It's like, bro, it's like you would rather. I get Cam Boozer's one of those guys. It's like, yo, I'd rather force him to shoot, but if I've already seen him knock one down,
why am I going to let him make it up?
He's too good not to get a hand up for the second one. He's too good. He's too good. Like, what are we doing here? So, North Carolina, get it together, because we could spend the whole pod just on that alone, but we got a lot of stuff to move on to on some somewhat positive notes. Because, oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.